Hello, hello, is this thing on? Hello. Ah, the update is over. And the Savage Raid has been added. And the Savage Raid has finally been added. We're good there. Let's see. Trying to make sure everything's all golden, hunky-dory. Be a little brighter. How is everybody? Oh, it's jumping me straight to fate. I'm like, what the heck? Because I'm in the story. How's everybody's Wednesday evening? Trying not to die. The beast that mourned at the heart of the mountain. I heard Great Father Titan loves crystals, cherishes, covets, loves them, and if we gather enough, he will return. That is why the patriarch told everyone to go forth and gather them. Yo, Big Black, what's up, my guy? If you guys don't know, Big Black is one of my buddies from high school. He is currently streaming college football. He has the money to pre-order the big boy game and get it early. Nah, he's a good friend though. I've known him for, I don't know, quite a long time. Middle school. We went to middle school together, then high school. He's a year older than me. Old man. So I was thinking if we take all the crystals away, maybe the Great Father won't come. It's true. Very good. I was just thinking the same thing. Do we know where these crystals are stored? Oh, I'm gonna have to cut this mustache soon. My goodness. I know, I know. Oh, oh, oh. Several spots, each defended by a different color. Different order. My goodness, and I'm over here coughing in you guys' ear. Gabu wanted to steal them, but he was too afraid to go alone. Yes, yes, too afraid to go alone. But together we can take them away and hide them. Come, come. Gabu will lead you the first cache. First cache. All right, all right, all right. One of these days, and by one of these days I mean tonight, we will finish the Heavensward post story. It's got to be tonight. We gotta move on to Stormblood. I believe that's next. Stormblood. Yeah, yeah. Quickly, quickly. Have them all? Good. Lead on. This way, this way. Boom, 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 boom. Time is short. If you have the crystals, we should move on to the next cache. Did you hear me, brother? Brother? Hey, hey, it's just that. I'm quite certain that crate once bore Ishgardian seals. Someone took great pain to remove all traces, but enough remains to make out the pattern. See for yourself. I struggle to imagine kobolds traveling to Korthus to obtain crystals. much less bothering to conceal their origins. We got more people messing with stuff in Ishgard. I suspect these crystals were smuggled into Vibrant by another party, most likely to likely a pawn of the Asians, as Thancred speculated. I don't understand. Who are the Asians? Do they worship Great Father Titan too? Never you mind that. As Alias said, we do not have a lot of time. Can you lead us to the next cache? Yes, yes, of course. Gabu knows the way. The next one is the last one, and very large. Very big. Very huge. Very large. In case you just didn't know, it's very large. And apparently not that far. No. A wild pincer appears. Thought, though you cast about for a time, you see no sign of the crystals. No. Confound it. What about you, Bantu? Any luck? Nothing, nothing, nothing. But this cannot be. Gabu saw them. Spotted, saw. Think, brother, think. They must have moved them. Yes, the question is where to and why. Within old Gallimore, where they summoned Titan once before, and mean to do so again. It is the only explanation. What about Mother and Father and the others? We have to help them. And we will, Gabu. We will. Stay calm. We still have time. They have yet to call for the remaining crates, yes? If they had, then they would have found the other crates empty and sounded the alarm. Nevertheless, I believe the time for stealth has passed. We must breach the navel and seize the remaining crystals. There is no other way to prevent Titan summoning. But first, give me your crystals, that I may deliver them to Commander Bolden's custody. We dare not take them into the bowels of the mountain. True. True that, true that. The crystal's bound to, if you would be so kind. Boom. Those are pretty blue. Really pretty blue. I like it. I like it a lot. Thank you. I shall deliver them to Camp Overlook for safekeeping and brief Commander Bolden in the situation. Pray, go on ahead. As I recall, there is an aetherite within the Gallimore mines that should deliver you to the nave. Gabu doubtless knows the way. Wait for me there. I shall join you anon. Strange. I would have thought you eager to remain in the thick of the action, but if this is what you would prefer, then Godspeed, brother. Godspeed. Ooh. This way, this way. Found it. First try. I take it this is the aetheryte we seek? Right then. As soon as Alphino arrives, we go. I trust you feeling suitably heroic. There's no telling what sort of resistance we'll face in there. Quickly, quickly, you clouts. Briskly, swiftly, quickly. I will not suffer any further delays. Okay. Lay down your arms and surrender. We have your crystals. There will be no summoning this day. Overdwellers, here. But how did you... Where are my parents, Patriarch? Where are they? Yo, did he kill them? Mother, father. Coke for the furnace, you monster. How could you? We are but servants of the Lord of Crags. We are his, and he may drink of our blood and partake of our flesh, that we may draw upon the strength of his children, and defend them for the tyranny of the overdwellers. No, Elias, not yet. I understand, Patriarch. I do. Your fear, your anger, your hate. You would do anything to protect your people, anything to deliver them from despair, whatever it takes to ensure that those who threaten you can never do so again. But in your single-minded pursuit of this objective, you have brought suffering on your own kith and kin. You have sacrificed the lives of the very people you sought to protect. But it need not be this way, Patriarch. Renounce this bloody course, cease your attempts to summon your god, and work with us together to build a lasting peace. Another peace to be abandoned at the overdwellers' convenience? Oathbreakers, all of you. Liars, betrayers, oathbreakers. Oathbreakers. You take and you take and you take, and when you have had your fill, you sue for peace. You promise that this time is the last until you grow hungry again. And when we dare to defend ourselves, you declare that this beast tribe cannot be suffered to live, that our God drains the land of Aether and brings not but suffering, death, destruction, suffering upon us all. I will hear no more lies from you and yours, Overdweller. You've ruined your own lands. You will not ruin ours. I said I'd come for you, and I did. I'm here. I'm here. I'm here. Say something, please. 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 Oh no. Wake up, 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 wake up! Boo. Seven hells. I'm here. I'm here. I'm here. Alphino, leave him to me. We must away. Okay. By the 12. How could I be so foolish? Should I have known better than to let Gabu accompany us, given what we would like to find? His anguish and despair have served to birth a primal just as surely as would have supplications of the faithful. Worse, being born of such tumultuous emotion. His incarnation of Titan seems incapable of naught but violence. If we have one cause of optimism, it is that while many crystals were present, they responded but a fraction of the quality intended for the summoning ritual, meaning that Titan must be far weaker than planned. Be that as it may, he is yet a primal, and the longer we leave him to bleed the land of Aether, the stronger he will grow. And soon Titan will be permitted to leave old Golemor. More lives will be lost. The Maelstrom will rally their troops, and the cycle will continue. Biontu, you know what must be done. Will you face the Lord of Crags once more? Thank you, my friend. Alice and I will tend to Gabu. Gabu. When you have finished with the primal, look for us at Camp Overlook. We'll be expecting you. Doing. Let's see, what are we at for currency? Oh yeah, I can get some more gear. I can get some more gear. Boom, boom, boom. Ah, crap, I used the ticket. Oh, commits. That was actually pretty quick. Come on, DPS. Just waiting on you. Love, love, love the music. Go in the red. Oh, where's the healers? Let's go buy another new piece of gear. What do you got? Ascending the Assempium. I don't know what that is. Recruitment notice. Towards the firmament. I have no idea what that is either. Lots of new things unlocked. Okay, let's see what I don't have. Boats. They're made for walking. And that's just what they'll do. Because one of these days, these boots are gonna walk all over you. Okay, okay. Ah, there he is. Did I not tell you he would return safe and sound? The deed is done then. Titan is no more? Good. There's been enough tragedy this day. He has been like that since he regained consciousness. We believe he can hear us, but he has made no attempt to respond. He is almost certainly still in shock, but we cannot discount the possibility that he succumbed to the primal's influence. Should that prove to be the case, he must be put to death like any other thrall, such as the Alliance's policy. Yes, you have the right of it. But we must not rush to conclusions. After all, we once feared that Ystal's followers were beyond reason, and many have since laid down their arms and accepted Ishgard's peace. We can but watch, wait, and pray. Complete. Beneath a star-filled sky, there is not to be gained from dwelling on it, eventually over which we have no control, much less one which may never even come to pass. Let us tend to more imminent matters, informing Commander Baldwin's of Titan's demise, for example. You may be certain that he will be glad of the news. Would you be so kind as to break it to him? Ah, you're a sight for sore eyes. When the others came back without you, I feared the worst, but they said that you had matters well in hand. Well, duh. All settled then, is it? I am glad to hear it, but not half as glad as my men will be believing you me. Regardless of whether or not he was summoned properly, a primal's a primal, and there ain't a soul in the maelstrom that hasn't lost a friend to one. Don't get me wrong, like, we were all prepared to do our part, but we weren't so naive as to think we'd live to tell the tale. Thankfully, of course, it didn't come to that, which my friend sounds to me like cause for celebration. Now, I know you have lots of places to be, but why not stay the night? We'd be honored to raise a glass to the triumphant return of Titan's Bane. Here.
Who goes there? Oh, it's you. Forgive me for straying from the camp. He hasn't been feeling too welcome, to say the least. I thought a change of scenery might do him good. But, alas. It's so quiet out here. The stars spread out before us, beckoning across time and space. Dawn may banish even the darkest night. How bitterly beautiful, those words. I should be stronger for all my experiences, yet my heart aches more than ever. I never understood why Grandfather gave his life that day. I thought that if I came here, I would find the answers I needed. But when I finally laid eyes on the land he sacrificed everything to save, saw firsthand the bickering, the pettiness, I was disappointed. I was angry. I could not fathom how these people were more deserving of his love than his family, than me. Nevertheless, I had to believe he had good reason. I was determined to uncover the whole truth of the calamity and, perhaps in so doing, find my own purpose in this sea of chaos. My travels have been enlightening, but I cannot say that I have enjoyed them. I have lost count of the many petty crises that I was helpless to resolve and of the people whose actions I could not understand. There were others, of course. Good people. People with whom I felt a kinship, whose lives I could not save. I found myself asking what it was all for. Why try if I was doomed to fail in the end? But then I recalled grandfather's words to my father, years ago, before he left Charlayan behind forever. To ignore the plight of those one might conceivably save is not wisdom, it is indolence. We must all protect that which we hold most dear in the manner of our own choosing. We have to try. Do we not? Of course, it's one thing to try and another to do. There were times while I was tracking the warriors of darkness when I faltered, when I was afraid. But then I thought of my brother, of Eorzea. Oh, pray forgive me. This conversation has been rather one-sided, hasn't it? Mayhap you could recount some of your adventures in Ishgard. Gods! They must have been at each other's throats from dawn till dusk. I dare say you managed to keep the peace, though. Merely being in the presence of the Warrior of Light is surely enough to shame anyone into behaving.
Hope so.
The hopes and dreams of so many rest on your shoulders, Warrior of Light. As long as the sun rises, we can but carry on, for the sake of those we hold dear.
To what end dost thou cling to the tainted gifts of the Mother?
Every tool has its purpose. Even this. Well, what is it?
The seeds sown in Vilbrand have been plucked from the earth and left to wither. Alas, Titan's demise sufficed not to drive the kobolds to deepest desperation.
What did the man in white have to say?
That we are to proceed as he did first set forth.
Well, that's easy for him to say. It's not his bloody world on the brink of destruction, is it?
Be thou well reminded that with an end to Ishgard's unrest, naught now remaineth to preoccupy the Scion's thoughts, and thus may they devote their every energy to thwarting thee and thine. I foresee only greater difficulties ahead.
Foresee? Are you sure you don't welcome them? I'm starting to think you might hold a candle for your old friends after all.
Pray do not mistake mine intent. I but look upon the path which lieth before us with due trepidation. Shouldst thou be of like mind, pray consider then another course. For the power to invoke the ardor belongeth not unto the Asians alone. With thine own hand strike down thine enemy, the so-called hero who would see thy home lost to light. Do but this, and thou wouldst at a single stroke disrupt the all too delicate balance of this realm, plunging her straightways into chaos.
You do realize what you're suggesting, yes?
To ignore the plight of those one might conceivably save is not wisdom, it is indolence. The words of my teacher, and a creed I hold close to my heart.
Very well. Draw him out. We'll make it quick.
It shall be done. What good a creed one cannot uphold? What hurts soothed? What lives saved? Oh, hapless fool, what hast thou wrought by thine own hands? Minfilia, my friends, I shall not now beg your forgiveness.
Do it. Orionger.
Full
Whatever.
deeply though it paineth me to walk it, I shall not stray from my chosen path. As Moonbreeder remains steadfast, so too shall I.
That'd be him. What ho, Bianto, I trust that you had a good night's rest. It's still dark, man. We're talking about good nights. What, I sleep for 24 hours? I was, but this moment speaking with Thancred and Ystal via link peril. They had some interesting news to share. Apparently during the course of their respective investigations, both came across crates which had once borne Ishgardian seals. It would seem that someone in the capital has been very busy indeed. Accordingly, the Temple Knights have launched a full-scale investigation. Sir Emic believes that it is only a matter of time before the culprits are found. But we shall have to wait and see. In the meantime, it seems only prudent to look into the recent activities of other tribes, in case they too are flush with Ishgardian crystals. And with that in mind, I suggest we pay Granger another. Wait, where's Elise? She was here a moment ago with Galbu. Ay, ay, ay. Let me guess. It is time to leave, isn't it? My apologies for disappearing again. If it is any consolation, I have already packed my things. Sweet. How is he? Brother, Commander. Something tells me you are not solely here out of concern of his welfare. But to answer your question, there has been no change. He will not speak or eat. I'm not sure if he slept. If he did, he seems none of the better for it. He just shuffles about with the same expression on his face. You will look after him, won't you, Commander, and treat him with every kindness? He's still in there. I know it. Beneath the anguish and despair, he's still fighting with all of his heart. He deserves to be given that chance until he comes back to us, until we know for certain what has become of him. Aye, aye, you needn't worry. If he hadn't risked his neck to warn us and help you secure the better part of the crystals, this could have turned out sight worse than it did. Will not soon forget, and nor will the Maelstrom command. I'm so sorry, Gabu, I truly am. You should never have been made to, and I know I cannot possibly understand. Mayhap there is nothing I can do or say. The pain, the anger, the helplessness. Hold fast to the memories of better times. Remember them as they were. And when it hurts so much your heart feels fit to burst, let it burst. Let it burst, and fill it up again with your love for them. And never, ever forget. Come along, little one. I will remember them. And you, allies, thank you. Have faith, sister. Your words have reached him. In time, he will recover. And those who orchestrated those events will be made to answer for their crimes. Thousands of times over, eh? There will be a reckoning. Ooh, you made her mad. Turn to the waking sands. Okie dokie. Oh, day. Arvespa be. Jump. Jump. They were talking just up there. I know it. You. We have heard the glad tidings from Olimor, my friends. By the grace of the 12 and your most valiant efforts, the people of Limsa Laminza may rest easy. I should like to think so, yes, though we failed to prevent the Lord of Crags from manifesting. We did succeed in weakening him, enabling our friend to dispatch him before the Warriors of Darkness could make matters worse. It was by no means an unmitigated success, but it will have to suffice. Then let us speak of another matter, one which weigheth heavy on my lady's mind. As thou didst request, I sought out the Gruan oracles, that we might better understand the aims of the Warrior of Darkness. Though their copious use of allegory defineth any single interpretation, the oracles paint a most disturbing picture, one of worlds parallel to our own, apart yet linked, reduced to ruin with every umbral calamity. 7 times they have succeeded. Then of 10 and 3, only 6 worlds remain. Aye, all is as my lady Memphilia spake unto thee. As for what becameth of those reflections when they and the source are rejoined, frail flesh undone in umbral fires, each soul surrendereth to her call, to flow unto the endless sea, there to endure as one and none. Then if the warriors of darkness succeed, everyone in their world will die? In essence, aye. The verse speaketh of the reunification of flesh and subsequent return to the life stream. However, his fate may yet be preferable to the alternative, for if the first were to fall into transcendent light in the manner of the warriors of darkness described, it would give way unto a void wherein none may know either life or death. Far better to die than reason, for in death there is life. The essence of a soul, which returneth unto the source, may be born anew, saved. Such at least is their belief, I surmise. That is true then, gods. No one should ever have to make such a choice. Ere we speak further on this subject, I would share with thee another recent discovery. So it seemed that several sizable shipments of crystals have been delivered into the hands of a certain Alamiga parties. Alamiga, strange. Can you believe this to be the work of the same Ishgardian smugglers who supplied the beast tribes? I know beyond a shadow of a doubt, at least thou would at their motive. I would remind you that the Asians did once attempt to bring about the summoning of Hrothgar. The individuals who took receipt of the shipments are refugees belonging to a group devoted to the cause of the Alamiga liberation. May also interest thee to know that their Ishgardian suppliers appear to be none other than the remnants of Elia Roltali's network of spies. Surely you jest, and yet it is not so surprising. Bereft of leadership and hunted by the Alliance, I can well imagine such villains being desperate enough to conspire with the Asians, assuming they even know or care who their new employers are. All of which is irrelevant. Forgive me, we must speak with the resident resistance group which received the crystals without delay. Bayontu Alisari, will you come with me to Little Alamigo? Yes, of course. I should like to hear what they have to say for themselves, firsthand. May you ever walk in the light of the crystal. Liar. You're a liar. He's a liar. He's one of them. Alphino, as Biontu, are you three listening? Good. I have tidings. The Temple Knights raided the smugglers' warehouse less than an hour ago. A cursory interrogation of the prisoners yielded confirmation that they were in the employment of, and I hope you are sitting down, a man in black robes. Then you have them, and the crystals too? What few remained, aye. Regrettably, it would seem they dispatched one final shipment in the hours before we struck. 'Twas bound for Little Alamigo, we were told, where it will be received by members of the local resistance group. Since Sir Emmerich's men no longer have need of my services, I have a mind to head that way. As do we. By happy coincidence, we learned of the shipments but a few moments ago. Ah, and there I was thinking I might finally be one step ahead of the Warrior of Light and his little helpers. Ah, wait a moment. There is more, and I defy you not to be surprised by this revelation. The leader of the Ishgardian smugglers were formerly in the employ of one Elian Rotella, the infamous Ivy herself. Once again, Thancred, I fear I must inform you that... Thancred, with whom else have you shared this information? About the smugglers? No one. As I think I mentioned, the raid was less than an hour ago. I was planning to contact your stall next, but is there someone else you would have me notify first? No, there isn't. I knew it. Knew it. I knew it. I knew it. Such a bad man. What in the world has gotten into her? It is twice now that we have sought Ugrander's aid, and twice she has treated him as if he were a stranger. The Archon was one of grandfather's most dedicated pupils, and spent as much time at the Louver's estate as we did. He's practically a member of the family. Truth be told, I struggle to recall a day from my childhood when I did not see the three of them laughing together. If this continues, I may have to raise the matter. Later, though, little amigo awaits. Well, if she's laughing with them, she should know him better than anybody else. Just saying. Just saying. I will get to the bottom of this. Oh, forgive me. It has been a long day. Did you have something to say? I've always struggled to understand what's going on in his head. Now more than ever. Listen, Biontoo, if anything should happen, it should be me who just know that I'm prepared to do what must be done. Right then. To more pressing matters. Since we have no idea when Thancred might arrive, I suggest we see what information we can gather in his absence. Okay? When we were free. So to review, we are reliably informed that members of the Alamegan resistance operating here have taken receipt of several large shipments of crystals. Our task being a certain who and why. Given the size of the settlement, I find it hard to believe that anyone here could be wholly unaware of the resistance movements. The challenge, of course, will be finding individuals who are both able and willing to share such information with outsiders. It would seem sensible to divide our forces. Biontoo, why don't you question the residents in the eastern half of town? We will do the same in the west, and afterwards we rendezvous here to share our findings. First, we start up top. Alright. And the resistance? Damned if I know. It's not as if I'd be any use to them. Cough, wheeze. If you... Hold on. Sorry about that. If you set store at all these tales of secret weapons, good luck to you, but I am too old for the masked bedtime stories. This is our lot, and it's time we got used to it. Okay, so no help from that man. Jump down. What we got here? Oh, push-ups. Push. Push that ground. Ah, let me guess. Come to join the fight, have you? No need to die, friend. You're not the first to answer the Griffin's call. While he's lit a fire in every Alamigo's heart, he's also inspired more than a few Udals to pledge themselves to the cause. And little wonder the Galarians won't stop until we're all under the yoke. Okay. Talbot. I see you there, going around asking questions, looking for the Griffins and his lot, I'll bet. Seems like The talk of little Alamigos these days. Folk wondering what he's about, what he's got in store for the Garleans, and what's under that mask of his, of course. Some say he's hardly but a face. What with all the scars, others reckon he's been marked before the death by the Empire, and that they'd send a bloody legion if they knew he was here. Snort. Your guess is as good as mine. Okay. Sorry to burst your bubble, but I'm the one that the Empire wants. Suppose I should ask what you learned, but I think I already know. This Griffin seems to be the leader of a newly formed faction within the Resistance, the Masked. Yet, despite their growing popularity, no one seems to know much about them, only that they are the most aggressively mutant group to join the movement in recent memory. Indeed, many claim their commitment to the cause of Alamigo liberation is unrivaled. We can but hope their revolutionary fervor is never channeled in the direction of a primal. Although I feel confident that this is the group which received the crystal shipments, we yet lack proof. Before taking any action, I would speak with the settlement's leader to confirm my suspicions, and mayhap enlist his help while I am about it. Given that you and Gondebald are already acquainted, mayhap it would be best if you took the lead, shall we? Nope. Much as it pleases me to see you again, Bayonto, I cannot help but wonder if I should be worried. I hear you and yours have been asking questions. Ay. The Griffin. I know of him, as do we all. He and his mask have become a leading faction within the Resistance. Though there are suspicions at first, given his secretive ways, he quickly proved himself a charismatic and capable commander. Men are drawn to his passion and his vision. They truly believe that he has what it takes to lead them to victory. Even I cannot help but admire the man for what he's accomplished. But I have not forgotten Wildred. I was blind to the danger of his ambitions, and you were not. The Griffin will soon deliver a speech to our people at the sunken temple of Corn. Go and see him with your own eyes. Weigh his words with your own heart. How convenient. 'Tis but a pity Thancred is not here to join us. You two go ahead. I will stay behind and wait for him. Bum, 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 bum. Dun, 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 dun. Bum, 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 bum. Has it begun already? I hear voices coming within. I like that armor.
Brothers and sisters, 20 years ago, Alamigo, our home, was claimed by the Garlean Empire.
Was it?
In our haste to overthrow the King of Ruin, we turned a blind eye to our foes in the north. With our glorious revolution, we but laid a path for a new tyrant to succeed the old. And when confronted with our failure, we fled. Not a day goes by that I do not think of those we left behind. Think of them and feel ashamed. And I know each and every one of you feels the same. We abandoned them, our own flesh and blood, to labor till their backs gave in and their breath gave out, building the twisted steel ramparts which now mar our once majestic mountains. We abandoned them, the brave and true, to fight and die for their country, or worse, to be conscripted and sent off to rob another poor bastard of his home. We abandoned them, the meek and powerless, to bow and scrape when the Garleans pass, to sully themselves that they might live to see another day of misery.
Misery.
The Black Wolf may be dead, but a new Imperial Viceroy reigns in Alamigo now. A beast, not a fraction as merciful. You all know the Eorzean alliance will do naught to oppose him. For all their promises and platitudes, they will not act if there's no profit in it. Only we can free our brothers and sisters from the Empire's tyranny, my friends. Only we have the courage to stand and fight.
Oh, yeah.
They have imprisoned us. They have enslaved us. And they have murdered us. But no more. Blood demands blood. And the Garleans shall pay for every drop they have spilt upon our lands. This I promise you, for we have a power within us, my friends, a power befitting our pride, our righteousness. Only join us, and we shall grant you the means to unleash it, and together we shall see the Alamigan standard raised over the mountains of Gia Arbania once more.
A power befitting their pride. Not at all ominous, that. Wait, is that...
What are you two doing here?
I could ask you the same thing.
We found them.
Well, this is quite the surprise.
If you see what I see, if you feel as I feel...
Might I suggest we continue this conversation in more agreeable surroundings?
For it is not strength of arms that will win this battle, but strength of heart.
Words cannot express how glad I am to see you both alive and well. And you, though it was pretty obvious you and Biontu would be fine. Crystal Braves never had a realistic chance of capturing any of the Scions, divided as they were and distrusted by the better part of Eorzea. But if you truly believe that, forgive me, what exactly have you two been doing all this time? Repaying a favor. After the banquet, we had no choice but to flee Udal, and we would not have been able to do so without the aid of some old friends from the Resistance. That's right, they smuggled us out of the city and sheltered us in Little Alamigo, all at great risk to themselves. Obviously, we couldn't let them go unacknowledged,
so we offered to help them out with their operations for a while. When we learned of the Scion's exoneration, that Lolorito had severed all ties with the Crystal Braves, and that General Raban had been reinstated, we resolved to make contact. But having long since discarded our link pearls as a precautionary measure, our options were rather limited. To make matters more complicated, we were embroiled in a delicate operation at the time, leaving me with little choice but to entrust a letter to a courier. I gather from your puzzled expression, however, that you never received it. To be honest, we thought this might happen. While the Mask are happy to let the refugees spread the word within the community, they're pretty strict about communicating with outsiders. Oh, and we also heard a rumor that Griffin doesn't want us meddling in his affairs. The Griffin mistrusts the Scions of the Seven Dawns? Curious. It is well known that we are not friends with Galamond. One would think the man he saw beseeching all the sundry to join his cause would welcome our support. I should say that the man you saw was not, in fact, the Griffin, but an impersonator, and a talented rabble-rouser to boot. It would not surprise me if he were responsible for the majority of these public appearances. As you may have gathered, the Griffin is an extremely cautious and distrusting man, who has made every effort to conceal his identity. Even when we participated in a raid under his direct command, we were not permitted to approach him. It's hard to know what to make of it all. The secrecy, the impersonators, the masks. What? It's not as if I'm making all of you wear one, and mine only covers my half my face. It's completely different. Anyway, when we heard the Griffin was due to give a speech, we thought it might be a good opportunity to get a better sense of the man behind the for all the good it did. And now you have heard the whole of it. But tell me, what prompted you to take an interest in the Griffin? Summoning? You're not serious. I can't believe it. The Resistance would never even entertain such a ridiculous plan. But the Griffin, while the man is an enigma, cannot say with any confidence what he would or would not do. What I can say, however, is that the speech we heard today was not the first to make reference of a power capable of defeating the Empire. The Masks have made such claims of late, I confess. I had assumed it would be mere bluster, but in the context of shipments of which you spoke, it is not impossible that they are alluding to a primal. Whatever it is, we'll find out together, and if anyone tries to stop us, they'll answer to me. Okay, indeed. That is, assuming you'll have us. Complete. Oh, there's so many quests. Honorable heroes. Alright, I'm gonna look this up. So we're on honorable heroes. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 more quests. Okay. So 3 more in patch 3.5. 4. Interesting. As if you suspect the Griffin is indeed plotting to summon a primal, we must needs obtain confirmation while there is yet time to act. To that end, I propose we question his double. Okay. Given his role as the group's de facto mouthpiece, I should not be surprised if he were one of Griffin's closest associates. And while he may not be aware of the most sensitive details, he can probably tell us the mask plans in broad strokes, like the man whom he impersonates. However, he is wary of outsiders. He may not expose himself without a suitable incentive. My plan is as follows. You and Alphonso will pose as adventurers fallen on hard times, inspired by his words to take up arms for notable cause. Yadal and I, as members of the Resistance, will recount tales of your past achievements and testify as to your usefulness in the struggles ahead. With our enthusiastic assurance still ringing in his ears, he will decide to welcome you in person, and we will arrange a meeting. You will need to look the part that we might maintain the charade until we have him cornered, at least. Here, this should be enough to purchase suitable garments from Talbot, and to have him rub a respectable amount of dirt on them for good measure. Any questions? It all seems simple enough, thank you. And with that, Bionsu, let us be off. Gotta go buy new clothes. My goodness. Act like you've been here before. You want to buy what? I don't know what you're up to, but I want no part of it. Just do as you're told. Well, you're the ones with the gill, and seeing as you're friends with Palamo, there, tunic and slops for the both of you, tailored and treated to your taste. Now, off with you, if someone sees us together. Okay. Clothes maketh a man, as they say. Clothes maketh men. Great movie series, by the way. Don't know what I'm talking about? Look it up. Right there. I will go and change and see you at the spot Palamo marked on our maps. Knew that was going to be the case. But no. Armory. Armory chest. And the weather tunic and slots. Those patterns, sandals. What? What are you gonna have? Ay, ay, ay.
Gotta put my dragon away. Well, look at us, a pair of down to at heel adventurers seeking a chance to recapture past glories. Yes, this should suffice. And now we play the waiting game. Please have audio.
My thanks, comrades.
Ew.
You must be the esteemed adventurers of whom I've heard so much. I understand you have taken an interest in our cause.
I do like that cape.
A great interest, you might say. Your words have certainly made quite an impression on my friend and I. The Resistance has long, and some would say wisely, avoided open engagements with the Garleans, but you and yours seem confident against the world in arms. I can only assume you have good reason to be so bold. Why, one might even think you are planning to summon a primal. Because that would do much to explain the sizable shipment of crystals you recently received from your smuggler friends, whom our Ishgardian allies have since detained, lest you wonder.
I'd like to hear more about the Griffin. The real Griffin. Your performance earlier didn't fool us.
Ah, the famous scions of the Seventh Dawn. I should have known better than to think I could conceal the truth from you lot. You are right. I am not the Griffin, but I speak with his voice, and it was at his behest that we procured those crystals. You are wrong, however, if you think that we procured them to summon a primal. We used them to reach an accord with the Amalja. In exchange for crystals to summon their god, they will aid us in the fight for Alamegan liberation.
You've got to be joking. Have you gone completely mad? When people find out you helped the lizardmen summon Ifrit, they'll turn on the resistance. Alamigo will never be free.
This isn't a fairy tale, girl. We don't have the luxury to play at being honorable heroes. It's because the likes of you wouldn't sully your saintly hands that Alamigo's been under the yoke for the past 20 years. But the Griffin won't stand for it, and neither will we. We're ready to do whatever it takes.
Good, because it's hot in here.
What proof do you have of this arrangement with the Amalja?
What? Aside from a lack of crystals? None. But the beastmen have a great big pile of the things if you fancy looking. You might want to hurry, though. It'll not be long before they summon their god.
I have to fight Ifrit again.
Search our camp if you don't believe me. We have naught to hide.
If there is a cache to be found, Ida and I will find it.
Then let us be off.
Let's be off.
Are you perchance the warrior of light? Aye. I thought so. You should know that a great many who have joined us did so because you saved them. Because you showed them that one brave man can make a difference. You saved me too once,
Helped a friend over in Quarry Mill make some medicine I needed. But that was a lifetime ago.
Feels like a lifetime ago.
On behalf of my brothers and sisters, I thank you. You gave us hope where there was none, courage and strength when all was lost. We shall not squander your gift.
Do so without summoning a primal butt plug.
I know that look, Ida, and I do not like it. You cannot seriously be contemplating taking up arms with that band of cutthroats.
I just...
If the Griffin and his men have their way, it is only a matter of time before the situation in Alamigo comes to a head. Your homeland's future teeters on a knife edge, and any reckless action, however small, could have irrevocable consequences. You mustn't lose sight of that, Ida. When the time comes, we must all make our choices, but we must do so in full possession of the facts. Now, let us away. There is work to be done.
Quarry Mill, he said. Do you remember? Forgive me. You cannot be expected to recall every name and face. And besides, it is not as if it matters. It does matter. I have long admired how you live in the present, how you focus on the problems at hand and always keep moving forward. So let us keep moving forward together, Bantu. We must find and secure those crystals. This is no time to be looking back. Okay. Money. One life for one world. Alphino would keep moving forward. If we take the Griffin's double at his word, then the crystals are now somewhere within Zarek, ready to put to use by the Alahar. We must appraise just all of what we learn. We'll both limit them. Alamigo change. Thank Red. Now that Thancred has finally arrived, mayhap you could share your latest findings? Switch gear. You mean to tell me that while we were worrying ourselves sick, Yadal and Palamo were here all along? Well, Ystal will be relieved. And also angry. Mainly angry, I should think. As for the crystals, what choice do we have? We cannot very well leave them in the hands of the Amalja. For all we know, they could be preparing to summon Ifrit even as we speak. We must make for Zorok without delay. Agreed. If there is naught else to discuss, let us depart at once. Who's watching? And shall I go forth? In accordance with the Griffin's plan. Players gather to assume their marks on the stage, wreathed in flame. Ere long, the curtain shall rise, and the drama, of which I am author, gods forgive me, shall at last be performed. Naught else remaineth, save to stand at the ready and pray, for the chance is seized. For never shall we know its like again. I confess I expected a warmer greeting, but we must not jump to conclusions. Not until we have braved the bow of embers. We must be ready to engage the enemy at any moment. If you would make any final preparations, pray do so now. I shall await your signal. Upon proceeding to the bow of embers, several cutscenes will play in sequence. It's recommended that you set aside sufficient time to view these cutscenes in their entirety. No, leave. Now we go. Yeah. This should be talking.
This isn't right. The Emulger would never leave this place so poorly guarded.
Not willingly, no.
The saviors of Eorzea. Slow as ever.
By the 12, will you never learn?
You know, you're right. Mayhap it is time for a change of tack. Killing primals, tormenting beastmen, hastening the birth of a new god. It's all a bit much, isn't it? And frankly, we don't have the leisure to do it. But killing the warrior of light, on the other hand, that would soon plunge Eorzea into chaos. One life for one world. A fair exchange. Wouldn't you agree?
Lest you forget, you've more than one opponent.
Carbuncle, defend me!
I sense you will offer more than mere target practice, unlike your sister.
Alize!
Did I not tell you, Alphino? I am not the girl I once was. My brother was always the clever one, while my talents lay elsewhere. If you would dare to stand against us, to destroy all that we hold dear, then you shall die by my sword.
Die by my sword.
Let's finish this.
Bring it on. You don't want it anyways, butt plug.
It ends now. What?
The chains!
You snake! You would betray us as well?
He that holdeth fast unto his convictions shall never count betrayal amongst his crimes, though all the world may call him villain. My path is unchanged, my creed sacrosanct. This I believe with all my heart. But say, warrior of darkness, and speak true, what dost thou believe? That rendering up the souls of thy world in service to the rejoining will grant it salvation? Nay.
By the 12! Eorzea!
Mine apologies, Master Alphino. That the brightest light might shine, duty did compel me to walk in darkest shade.
You sweet fool. I was almost willing to believe you had turned against us. I expect a full explanation when this is over. For now, may I assume you have turned your cloak for the last time?
Thou mayest, my lady. By thy leave.
Little butt plug.
Even odds then. No matter. We'll crush the lot of you in one fell swoop!
Understood.
Hearken to me. We only have one chance. Channel your ether into my blade that I might strike before the mage casts his spell. I cannot do it alone, but together we can defeat them. Make ready! They come!
like this.
Alize, are you hurt?
A touch dizzy, but otherwise fine. Thank you.
I don't think
There
we're going
you
to be
have it.
finishing this one
Our
tonight.
friend is too stubborn to die.
We are far from finished. Or have you never considered how we came to this world?
Crystals? You mean, like the Ascians?
Just so. As the Ascians flee unto the rift twixt plains with crystals of darkness, so did these warriors come hither with crystals of light.
Eloquent, as always. Aye, like the Ascians, we too are beyond death. You cannot defeat that which is eternal.
Wait! Such methods as the Ascians employ require the renunciation of the flesh. You would have had to...
At long last, you see. To save our world, we gave our lives. We were just adventurers trying to make our way. And our job here, a favor there. We never aspired to be warriors of light. But word of our deeds spread, and soon people were calling us heroes. They placed their hopes and dreams on our shoulders, and bid us fight for all that was good and right. We fought, and we fought, and we fought, until there was no one left to fight. We won! And now our world is being erased from existence. We did everything right. Everything that was asked of us, and still it came to this. You of all people should understand. We cannot, we will not falter. We brought our world to the brink of destruction, and now we must save it.
I've died before, Arbet. I'm not afraid to die again.
No matter how many times we fall, we must rise and carry on the fight for those we left behind.
the depths of sorrow and embrace the highest sacrifice. Nonetheless, Master Louis-Sois, guide my hand, I pray you, as fate's thread spinneth upon this most capricious spindle. Quickly! Thou must needs invoke the power of thy crystal.
What is this place?
Such pain. Such sorrow. Oh, my dear children.
It can't be.
Mother Heidelin, hearken unto your children's plea. From two worlds do we gather, and from two worlds do we offer a bounty of light. In this desperate hour we do beseech your intercession. We beg an audience with the word of the mother, with your chosen Minfilia.
Your cries go not unheard, nor your sacrifices unnoticed. Though many are lost, there are those we can yet save, whom I can yet save.
Minfilia!
Blessed children of the first, the light of your world hath grown blinding in its radiance, but it is not yet absolute. I will hie me to your world, and there take unto myself the light which riseth even now to drown it, as darkness once did drown another.
Now you deign to answer our prayers? I will suffer this farce no longer!
As the Ascians must serve as instruments of Zodiac's will, so too must others carry out the will of Heidelin. But for the boon you have granted her, she has grown strong enough to set me free, that I might serve as her emissary. Your suffering, your sacrifice, your supplications, she has heard all. We will not let the first fall to light.
Yay.
Thank you, Eorzea, for bringing everyone here. It fills my heart with joy to look upon the faces of my friends once more.
In taking you unto her bosom, I knew that Heidelin had bequeathed to you a sliver of her grace, granting you strength longsword. and in treating with the Ascians, I learnt of a star like unto our own, a doomed world of fallen heroes, in whom I glimpsed ourselves, the first. Full long did I search for a means to save this world, concluding at the last that the answer lay in the power of blessed crystals. And thus did I labor to set light against dark. Yet I knew from the beginning that this salvation would not come without sacrifice. For the instrument of the first's deliverance would of necessity be required to journey thither, there to remain, mayhap forever.
You orchestrated all of this, not to save her, but to send her away!
One life for one world. Such was the bargain, and you the coin, though it were not mine to spend.
Have we not walked together in the light of the crystal, and at her bidding borne witness to the joys and sorrows of this land? Each and every one of you knows my heart. If this be the price I must pay, I pay it gladly.
You would go alone, then?
My dearest Thancred, you who have ever watched over me, I am truly grateful for all you have done on my behalf, as would my father be. Your kindness, your compassion, your love. These are your gifts to me, and our gifts to them, forming a bond which transcends time and space.
Sometimes I forget you are not the child I once knew. Make me proud.
Long have I watched you from Heidelin side, watched as you nurtured and kept safe the light of the dawn. The dark recesses of the world hide untold secrets and dangers. Thus do I entrust to you, Tupsimati. I pray you, keep to the path that you may never have need of it.
Twould seem the power of our crystals is all but spent. Perhaps, if there is naught else to be done.
Let's go home.
Hear me, servants of Heidelin. If you would have us place our trust in you, then I would ask a favor.
Okay, ask away.
Take us with you. Take us home.
Bye, friends.
We were blind to the truth once, so I tell you this, as one fool to another. Light, dark, it doesn't matter. What matters is how you choose to use them. We made our choice and you see what came of it, so please, forge a different path. Seize a better fate.
do my best. I'm trying my best, honey.
Tis a strange feeling. So many times have I watched you depart, my heart filled with worry. And ever did you return to me in triumph. Someday, when I have found a way to free this star from her sorrow, I promise you I shall repay the favor.
Please do. Just try your best, honey.
Thank you, Lemmy, for everything.
Hmm. She knows she's not getting out. That's why she thanked her. She knows, she knows, she knows. Hey, it's a big turtle. It would seem we are in southern Thalin again. Minfilia is doing, no doubt, made the 12 speed her on her way in the warrior's darkness too. I cannot help but wonder what awaits those wayward souls. If they gave their lives in order to travel to the source, then in returning to the first, would they not? But mayhap that was their wish. An ending to mark a new beginning. Forgive me, my thoughts were elsewhere, and this when I know full well there is yet work to be done. The crystals. Leave them to me. I will go back into Zarok and secure them. The Al-Jah are still to be in disarray after the thrashing of the warriors of darkness gave them. They are not like to notice a lone bard sulking about. Okay, but Thancred, you don't have to do this, I know, but I want to. I will see you at the Rising Stones. I should go and find Yalda and Palamo. They have finished searching the mass camp by now. Not that it matters anymore. It might still matter. You must be tired, Bone, too. I know I am. If thou wilt permit me, my lady, I would ask a question. When didst thou become aware of mine independent pursuits? When I saw you meeting with the Warriors of Darkness and the Asians in white at the Great Library, I tried not to think the worst. You've never been one to confide in others, so I knew that even were your intentions pure, you would not share your plans with us until you felt the time was right. But I cannot deny that a part of me feared you had simply betrayed us. Well, me too. I thought it too, Buckaroo. Well, that there had been another way, I know that I took no pleasure in deceiving thee, and that these sins will forever weigh heavy on my heart. I understand why you did what you did, that you but sought to achieve the greatest good while inflicting the least harm, and not many would have the courage to make that choice. But even knowing what came of your actions, I find that I cannot condone them. I'm sorry. Liontu, forgive me, but I believe the events of the day that have taken their toll on me, I should like to rest for a while. thou wilt grant me leave, I would gladly escort thee into a refuge of thine own choosing. Once my lady hath regained her strength, we shall join thee at the Rising Stones. Until then, warrior of light. Are you inside or outside? Are you upside down or inside out? Living the Viva Loca. You are outside. Oh man, I could have just gone out this way. Well met, Biome 2. Alphino say you will be joining us. It would seem the Griffin's double was telling the truth, insofar as we found nothing resembling a sizable cache of crystals in the mass camp. Did you perchance find one in Zovark? Actually, I don't believe it. The crystals, Minfilia, all of it. It's just, I don't know what it is. I sympathize, Yadal. Even now I struggle to comprehend that which I saw. The only thing I can say with any certainty is that I feel blessed to have been granted a final chance to speak with her. 'Twas bittersweet, but also affirming. Alphino, I believe it is past time Yadal and I rejoin the Scions. We have been away for far too long. Though I am loath to leave the Griffin to his own devices, I feel our investigation would benefit from your more dispassionate perspectives, and I hope that we might in turn offer our own opinions on many challenges that you have faced in our absence. Guys, it's been absolutely ages, hasn't it? I can't wait to hear about everyone's adventures. We should be glad to recount them, and Tartu's tales may well surprise you. This has been a massively long expansion. Yadal, Ralgar be praised, it is you. Yadal, alive, standing here before me, in the flesh. I can hardly believe my eyes. Oh, come now. Has it really been so long you don't remember me? It's Gunbald bad. I fought beside your father in the revolution. Do not think less of her, friends. It's been 20 years since the occupation sent us our separate ways, but the resistance were always welcome in a little Alamigo. You gave us hope, and young Yadal most of all. Aye, Yadal here was always full of fire, ever the first to volunteer for a mission, until the day she up and vanished, that is. There were rumors, and we feared the worst, but here you are, alive and well, looking nay a day older. What can I say? I'm sorry for running off like that and making you all worry. It's a long story, but you see, I got involved with my friends here, Scions. Oh, sorry, we were still the circle of knowing back then, right? Anyway, I wanted to come back and tell you, but it was all very secretive stuff at the time, and as you can see, I'm completely fine. I know we've got a lot to talk about, and we will, but right now I've got to hurry back to our headquarters. My friends are expecting me. Pray forgive her. It has been a very long day for us. I promise we will visit again at the first opportunity. Something's amiss. Let us return to the Rising Stones. Hells, take me for giving you that mask. Huh? What in the French toast is going on here? Okay. Okay. Ah. Welcome home, Bionto. I trust your journey was uneventful. You will be pleased to hear that Thancred has secured the crystals. He sent word a short while ago. Once we have delivered them safely into the Temple Knight's care, he will rejoin us here, and we declare this matter officially resolved. While awaiting your arrival, I took the opportunity to contact your stall and Krell and brief them on all that has occurred. I also requested that they return to the Rising Stones at their earliest convenience. Now that our lost friends have been found, it would seem meet to discuss the future. Okay. Please have audio. My voice is getting tired.
Back in the solar. It's been too long since we were all together like this. Not since after Moonbraider.
Much has changed since then. We ourselves, most of all.
Though not all who were lost could be gathered here today, we may take comfort in the knowledge that those who are not are carrying on the fight.
While I am grateful to our friends in the north for their hospitality, it isn't half good to be back.
But, as Papalima rightly said, much has changed since we last stood here.
Orima.
Scions of the Seventh Dawn are not as they once were.
It's
Nor should
true.
we be. Our travels in the north brought us into contact with a host of fine and generous people, and their selfless deeds serve to show me that it is not lofty causes that should inform our actions, but our hearts. And I hope that the Scions might continue in this manner, as individuals driven by individual principles. Provided we all sincerely desire to work towards Eorzea's salvation, I believe the paths we follow to achieve it need not, and should not, be dictated by any single ideal.
Companions bound by a common purpose, free to go whither they will. The idea is not without merit. Very well. I shall resume my research of the primals and the elder gods of Eorzea. Should anyone have need of my findings, you need only ask. I should be glad of your continued assistance.
Well, my main purpose in coming here was to see the signs of the Seventh Dawn restored and my dear friend found. Nevertheless, having involved myself in your struggles, I feel compelled to see them through to the bitter end. For Minfilia's sake. That is, if there are no objections.
You will always be welcome here, Kryle.
Always.
Urianger, can we trust you to carry on your investigation of the Ascians as before?
Regardless of mine own desires, I am undeserving of your trust, having so villainously deceived you all.
Tis true.
Now,
Wanted to
I'll hear
punch you in the throat.
It would be disrespectful of Minfilia's wishes. She entrusted matters here to us, that we might protect this star and understand the truth which hides at her heart. Mayhap I can handle the former, but I think you far better suited to the latter. No?
Very well. Then out of love for my Lady Minfilia and Moonbreeder both, this shall be my solemn charge.
Papalimo and I should probably return to Thanalan to keep an eye on the Resistance. There's still the matter of the Griffin and the Amalja, not to mention the new Imperial Viceroy. That little lot must be worthy of our attention, right?
And what will you do, Alize?
You know I have no great love for organizations and formalities. That being said, this new approach you propose is not wholly objectionable, and we've always got him to keep us from bickering. But I will
She
supplement
likes
this.
me.
I am not here for House Leveilleur, nor to walk in Grandfather's shadow.
Upon that point, we see eye to eye. If it please you, you may think of me as but another comrade in arms.
Well then, Alfie, I for my part shall see to the paperwork and the finances with my characteristic aplomb.
I would not have it any other way, Tataru. And we mustn't forget you. What now for the Warrior of Light? Indeed.
The path behind us was fraught with hardship, and the path before us will be no less unforgiving. But a new dawn shall break over the realm. I see before me the faces of those who will deliver it.
We have finished this portion. Look at him, Biontu, the scions of the seventh dawn. Look how far we've come. People we've met, the moments we've shared, the losses we've suffered, the tragedies we've overcome, all of it has made us who we are today. There we go. From here and what the future holds, only the 12 know. But I know that we will find out together. I get a new little buddy. More cutscene.
One world's heroes are another world's villains. One world's loss, another world's gain. Where men go as one, there is life. And where there is life,
My friends, if I may, I would ask that you entrust Tupsiamati to me. Clouds gather upon the horizon, and as Master Louisoix's disciple, I would keep it close at hand. Thank you. I shall guard it well. There is cause to hope. For every ending, every parting, marks a new beginning.
Well done, brother. You may resume your normal duties and rejoin the others. The coming battle shall be our greatest yet, and I intend to stand with you all on that glorious day. I really like that cape. Really, really like that cape. True believers are so readily led. I have given them everything they desire, all for which they have prayed. I doubt you can say the same for your pawns. Get what you wanted, then. Was it all worth it in the end? There were some unexpected developments, but they were ultimately to our advantage. Be it host to a surfeit of light or dark, a world bereft of equilibrium is but a void in waiting, and a void is of no use to my master. I shall follow her emissary with great interest. As for the pawns, whom you so pity, they have delivered unto me a gift, which I do now present to you. Ah, the eyes of Nidhogg. I told you, we should have stabbed him, not thrown him over the frickin' bridge. We should have stabbed him. The eyes of Nidhogg. Many were the candidates considered, but by your deeds you have proven yourself the most deserving. Beaten that dragon twice. I gotta do it a third time. A man of boundless rage and bottomless despair, and whose breast beats a heart which thirsts for vengeance. Only you are fit to wield those eyes, for weal or for foe. Ay, ay, ay. A long cutscene. Like, lots of cutscenes. So, it was here all along. Who are you? Oh, okay. I haven't seen you in a while. Oh, just you wait, my pretty. You and I are going to have so much fun. Nero.
Ay. Alright, guys, with that being said, ouch. That was loud. With that being said, we're going to end off stream here. Apparently, we are still not done with the post story. We still have patch 3.5 and 3.56 to finish. One of these days, we might get through Heavensward. But if you are enjoying the content, you know, hit the like button, subscribe, follow, you know, all that good jazz. If you'd like to get to know me better outside of the stream, you can join in the Discord and you can talk to me there. I'm available most of the time. I appreciate everybody that comes in and supports. Even if you're just lurking, not chatting, that's perfectly fine. I hope you enjoy the content just by sitting and watching. We will be back on Friday night at 9.